US President Donald Trump on Saturday called on NATO allies to stop buying Russian oil, while also threatening China with massive tariffs for its own purchases of Russian petroleum. Over 100,000 protesters marched through London on Saturday for a far-right rally. At the same time, a counter-protest was organized by anti-racism groups. Police kept the two sides apart. Nepal has sworn its first woman Prime Minister Sushila Karki on an interim basis as calm returns following a week of deadly protests.
Authorities have named 22-year-old Utah native Tyler Robinson as the suspected shooter in conservative activist Charlie Kirk's assassination.
Patients run out with
US President Donald Trump on Saturday called on NATO allies to stop buying Russian oil, while also threatening China with massive tariffs for its own purchases of Russian petroleum.
Zelensky didn't.
In a social media post, Trump called the oil buying by some NATO members shocking, saying it greatly weakens the alliance's negotiating position.
Russian Federation, while attacking...
His comments come just days after Russian drones violated Polish airspace, prompting NATO to launch a new Eastern Sentry deterrence program.
Drone-type objects into Polish airspace.
The remarks also follow last month's summit in Alaska between Trump and Vladimir Putin, which failed to achieve a breakthrough on ending the war. Several NATO members, including Turkey, Hungary and Slovakia, continue to be major buyers of Russian oil after the invasion of Ukraine. Trump also repeated his claim that the conflict is Biden's and Zelensky's war and would not have occurred if he had been president when it began in early 2022.
Whatever the intent was.
Over 100,000 people marched through London on Saturday for a rally organized by far-right activist Tommy Robinson. A much smaller counter-protest organized by anti-racism groups was held nearby under a heavy police presence. Police said that while the day was largely peaceful, they were attacked by some of Robinson's supporters and had to use force to keep the two groups apart. Robinson's rally, billed as a defense of British culture, featured chants of "We want our country back" and "Stop the boats." The counter-protesters held signs saying "Refugees welcome." The demonstrations come amid the UK's heated debate over migrant crossings and follow a summer of tense anti-migrant protests. Nepal has sworn its first woman Prime Minister, Sushila Karki, on an interim basis as calm returns following a week of deadly protests. Her appointment follows the collapse of the previous government, which was brought down after deadly mass protests took place in the capital, Kathmandu. The unrest sparked by a social media ban was fueled by anger over corruption and left 51 people dead. A general election has now been set for the 5th of March next year. The new Prime Minister is a popular former Chief Justice and is known for her strong anti-corruption stance.
Authorities have identified a man called Tyler Robinson as the suspect in connection with the assassination of conservative activist Charlie Kirk. The 22-year-old Utah native was turned into custody after family friends reported him to local and federal authorities. Utah Governor Spencer Cox thanked the suspect's family for, quote, doing the right thing.
We got him. On the evening of September 11th, a family member of Tyler Robinson reached out to a family friend who contacted the Washington County Sheriff's Office with information that Robinson had confessed to them or implied that he had committed the incident.
Officials have confirmed that they've received over 7,000 leads and tips from the public, which have helped them inch closer to Robinson's capture. Earlier, the FBI released CCTV footage showing Robinson jumping off the roof of a building close to where Kirk was hosting his event and fleeing the scene. On Friday, U.S. President Donald Trump first broke the news in an interview on live television, calling it a significant breakthrough in the investigation.